Hello everyone, it's Susan here and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna have some crafty chit chat as I work on my third wall hanging for my living room. I was working on this last year and then like Christmas kind of came. And yeah, so then, then I work on my December daily and everything else stops. So we're going to get this done today though. So these are the last pieces that I want to put on here. A button up here, a charm here, this flower over here. I want to somehow sew this piece of sari silk on here, and we're going to put a heart down here. So let's begin. I think I'll start with the button up on top. I pulled this button out of my bin from my grandmother and my aunt, an old little tin bin. And I thought about, I was kind of deciding between that and that. And I like them both, and they are both very different. I like them both. So should I put both? I could put both. I could do that. Let's do it. Let's just do it. All right, so what kind of thread do I want to use? I think I'll just use some of this off-white pearl thread. So it is definitely one of my favorite. I can't find the hole. Wait a minute. Where are you? All right, it's not cooperating. One moment, please. Gosh, are you guys like me? Sometimes I can't find the holes. But anyway, so it's a little bit too high. Let's see if I can get it down further. Let me just try to move that down just a little bit. I don't want it too high. I don't want it covering the threads up above, like that dark thread. Gosh, why is this button so hard to sew? Isn't that interesting? I don't know. I do not know. So I was talking about the kind of thread that I'm using. So it's pearl thread in size 8. I had seen somebody use this thread, long ago, a few months ago. And, it was like her favorite thread. And I'm like, oh, well, I need to try that. And yeah, so I did, and I love it. And it is one of my go-tos. So as far as thread goes, this pearl size 8, gosh, is definitely my favorite by far. So let me share with you, that came out good. That's right where I needed it. Perfect. And this one, I think I'm just going to kind of go right there. So see this little, well, I put it in this little tin. So I have this little, container of pearl size 8 threads. These I got on walmart.com, and I'll try to remember to put the link below. And for 16, I don't know, are these called balls? Spools, whatever, of yarn, of thread. For 16 of these, it was $20 or $21, somewhere around there. So obviously when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get that because, well, there's 16 different colors. And yeah, so I'm like, well, I gotta do it. And I think that if I remember correctly, there were different like colorways. Like that's a fairly bright set, bright in color. And I think that there were ones that are not so bright. So like maybe a pastel set that kind of thing. But I don't know. So I will try to put the link below. But they are not my favorite pearl threads. So, gosh, I don't always have this much of a problem with the buttons. How funny is that? Excuse me. My favorite pearl threads are also size 8, but you know, different brands make them. So you can find pearl, sometimes spelled P-E-A-R-L, and sometimes spelled P-E-R-L-E. You can find that thread made by different manufacturers. So the very first manufacturer that I found, that looks good. Perfect. So that's done. Was I bought a set of the thread in this by this brand. It's like Princecchia or something like that. But you can see that they're different in size. So this is the cheaper one. This is a little bit more expensive. They're different. Not so much, I think, in the thread itself, but just the way that this is packaged is very different than the cheaper one. But anyway, I like them both. I've used both, and I'm happy with both of them. And I know that like the sewing store that's up the street from me that I found not too long ago, that they have this, and I think it's like $2.99 or something for one of those spools, which I think is, you know, I think it's a fairly, I don't know, I guess it's, you know, decent. But maybe a little bit more on the expensive side, but you have to expect that, right? When you purchase from a small business. So I'm willing to do that. I just haven't really been back up there. I have to go again. So I'm just gonna sew on this bowl pin. And that charm will just kind of hang there. I always try to add some sort of a metal type piece onto my slow stitch pieces. I like it. I like the look of it. I like that it is, you know, you have a lot of soft fabric on a piece like this, and then you add that and it's just different, right? It's something different that your eye can go to, and it can see something, I want to say maybe of more interest, not more interest, of different interest, I should say. So it is, what is the day that I'm recording this? I am recording this on Saturday morning, January 8th. 8th? I don't know. What is today? Today is the 8th. So yeah, so in New Jersey, I mean, it snowed yesterday, so we have snow on the ground. And it's cold. It is cold out. Oh, this moved. 1 second. Interesting, right? So it came. I gotta fix this because it moved. So it came off of the top of this thing, even though that's what I sewed. Oh, there, I just had to turn it. Here I am forcing something to happen. And, all right, it goes like that. All right, it's perfect. What else? You know what, let's get this on next because that's also easy. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and I got this cute little wrist pin cushion. I don't have it on my wrist, but I really, really, really like it. It's super cute, it's big, and I also got this pin cushion. So it turned out to be a lot smaller than what I expected. I expected it to be more this size, but obviously it's definitely smaller. So I like the size of this, and it's pink. So that's going to sit there. And then this is with my other set of supplies for the Journal of Stitchery project. So I'm going to assume you all know about that project. If not, go on over to Roxy Creations here on YouTube, and you're going to find the you know, all about the project that Rachel and her sister have going on for 2022. It's for 6 months. It's not the whole year, it's for 6 months. And we're working on the a journal of stitchery. And it's been a blast. It really has. So far we've done our sampler pages, and I never even knew that there was such a thing as a sampler page. But I did them, and then I did my title page. So I just finished that. So I just put a little bit of stitch right in the middle, like not even around the edge, just right in the middle, and that flower is good to go. Let me just move this stuff out of the way. So that has been a lot of fun, but I have a whole different area that I work on for that. So that's like on the side of me, and I can just kind of pick it up and move it, you know, here where I can work on it. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to get this on here. And I'm thinking I'm going to use some yarn that is rather heavy. And I'm hoping it's going to work, but I want to see this yarn. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to start. So like normally I would do what I did here and just bring the thread through the piece of ribbon or fabric or whatever, right? That's normally what I would do. But I want to do it differently this time. So again, I really have no idea. Like I have an idea in my head, but I don't know. Like I'm thinking of just kind of doing this as I go along. So I'll show you a little bit better. I want to see if that works. It does work. Okay. So see that? And I want it to look, you know, I don't want it to look neat and I want to say clean. I want it to have a little bit of a rough look to it. So what I have, I'm going to scrunch that up just a little bit to make like a ruffle. And then I'm just going to sew down in it. And I'm just going to do that all the way across. So it's a way of making a ruffle without me doing it the other way that I always do it. I'll just keep going across. Yep, I think that that's going to be a really cute addition to this piece. And then we're going to sew the heart on. I actually put that same heart on my title page for my Journal of Stitchery. I'll just share that with you real quick, just the title page. Let me just show you because I really love it. I'm still working on it. I don't even know where it is. Where'd it go? It's gone. Oh, here it is. So it's kind of done. I added the flower. So that flower right there was a heart like this. And I folded it like that to look like that. And I sewed it down. And then I had a little piece of some sort of a trim I found actually on my floor. And I sewed that on to be the leaves. And then I did a fun little flower over here with a button. And that's with embroidery ribbon. So the last things I have to do is I have to do some lazy daisy stitches on these two flowers. And I'm thinking about pulling in something, some sort of a lace up on top, whether it's behind or on top. So I'm thinking through that process, and then I will be done with my title page. I think I've said I've been done with it like 3 times already. and every time it's like, oh well, you know, I could just add this. I don't know. But we are starting our first block. So that's something else I've learned. They're called blocks. I've been calling them pages. And I don't think that that's necessarily wrong. I just now know that they're called blocks. So, yeah. So we're working on that now. So you'll be seeing videos on my first block for my journal. So, sorry about that. So let me ask you guys, maybe you can help me figure something out. So we have to add a bunny. So like they give you, like there's 2 prompts per week. So they post videos on Wednesdays. And there's 2 prompts that they want you to add onto your page or block for that week. And each block is, should I leave that like that? Oh, I kind of like it just like that, where this is not done. I'm going to leave it like that. So it's vintage lace and a bunny. And I don't have anything with a bunny on it. I don't have any fabric with a bunny. I even looked at like my rubber stamps and my like acrylic stamps, because I would stamp on like a piece of muslin and then sew that on. I would do that, but I don't have even a bunny in a stamp. I mean, so then I was thinking, well, I like that. That's perfect. Isn't this looking good? So once this is on the wall, that will stay, because that's, of course, it's not going to move around once it's on the wall. So I'll make sure that that's hanging in the right direction. All right, last thing we need to do is to put, I want to put this here. Yeah, so I don't know what to do for a bunny. I mean, I've seen people, they have been, I'm trying to think what thread to use. What thread should I use? You know what? Let's use one of the cheaper pearl threads. I'm going to go with the lighter. See, this one's a little bit lighter. I'm going to go with that. And I'll show you. It's perfectly fine thread. Perfectly fine. So, yeah, people have been tracing bunnies and then embroidering the you know, the bunny outline. I've seen bunnies that are all like embroidered in, like a satin stitch type thing. Yeah, so I'm struggling because I don't have a bunny. I thought I could even kind of make it really simple, and I'm just gonna pin this on here real quick, and like even just sew like bunny ears, and I still might do that. I still might do that because that would be my bunny. So I don't know. All right, so I'm trying to think. So you can see on here that on this, I went over the edge of the flower, and I did the same thing here. I think on this one, I'm just gonna do the straight stitch or the running stitch just all around, all around. And then this is done, and I'll get it, I'll sew a dowel onto the back top, so that I can hang it onto my wall in my living room. And I have two there already that I've worked on. Very different colors, very different. One of them had a lot of black in it, and it was on purpose because it's hanging where I had something with black frames, so I needed it to be the same, you know, have black in it. And then the other one that I have hung up already is very neutral colors, like a lot of tea dyed stuff, a lot of tea dyeing. So that's up there. And then this one's going to go actually over by that one that's all tea dyed. So this one's going to be nice and bright, where that one, you know, is more neutral. So yeah. And below in the description box, you'll see a video for my living room wall art. And in that video, you'll be able to see those two wall hangings. So if you want to check that video out, it's below in my description box. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost done. It's exciting, right? Super exciting. Oh, I'll have to show you the two things that I did to this that was not on video. So let me get this on there and we'll wrap up this whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it where you can easily see, but it's not easy to do that on a video. Oh my gosh. And it's amazing to me the amount of threads that you end up with when you work with fabric. Remember, I'm not oops, wow, I just pulled that all apart. I'm not used to working with fabrics. It's rather new for me. So yeah. I don't want that scrunchy. Okay, so I love it. I'm in love with fabric. At this point, absolutely in love with fabric. All right. And I'm pretty good now with having a supply of yarns and threads. I think I'm good now for a while. I got in another order from the place that I order from Etsy for the hand-dyed variegated yarn. But she, like, I don't even want to share the shop with you at this point because she is not going to be selling on Etsy any longer. She's going to be selling, I don't know, through a website or whatever. So she has very little left at this point on Etsy. So that's it. That's the end. So what I did, that wasn't on a video were these horizontal stitches right here. I just wanted to pull in a little bit of interest on that. Like there was a lot of orange there, right? A lot of orange. So I like that. It just gives a little bit of interest. And then I did also sew this piece of trim, lace trim on that side. And the reason I did that was because it just was messy. Like, I like messy, but it just, I don't know, like up on top, it just looked different all the way down. I don't know. I can't even explain it, but I wasn't happy with it. So I put that trim there so that it would cover it up, and it's perfect. All right, so this is my slow stitch piece. So what I'll do is I'll get my dowel, and what I do is I just sew in 3 places to sew the dowel on. I sew it here, I sew it in the middle, and I sew it on the end. And the dowel will come out maybe an inch on both sides. And then it's perfect for me to hang on my living room wall. So let me know what you think of this. I'm really enjoying the whole slow stitch thing. I really am. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and commenting and all that good stuff. And let me know if you have any questions. And I think the next thing I'm going to start, well, I'm already working on the journal stitchery, so I'm going to continue that. I think the next slow stitch piece I'm going to work on is a Just Because book. So if you don't know Susan Taylor Brown, find her here on YouTube. And she makes these Just Because stitching books. They're little chunky books that you can do anything and everything in them. You just sew. You sew all kinds of stuff in it, and it comes out really, really, really cute. And so that is my plan to start that next. I'm done with wall hangings for the moment. Yep. So that's it. Thanks again for being here. Let me know if you have any questions, and check out the video below for my living room wall art, and you'll see my other wall hangings up already. All right, thank you so much. All right, God bless. Bye-bye.